Trust Dettol Instant Hand Sanitizer to protect against 99.9% of germs without water.
Together, let's make South Africa healthier.
So my mom and dad are in town and they're currently staying with me, and yesterday afternoon we decided we're going to quickly do some grocery shopping at Pick n Pay at West Coast Village. And we walked into the store and immediately my mom took out a bag of Dettol wipes, wiped her hands, wiped the trolley, wiped all our hands, wiped everything off the trolley. And I was going, Mom, why are you doing this? She goes, because you do not know how many germs are actually on this trolley. And funny thing is, today I'm actually chatting to Dr. Lizo Bango about this because I thought my mother has OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, because she's always cleaning the trolleys, always cleaning the baskets when she's in there, always wiping her hands after she's touched the lifts and the escalators, and she's always told me never to touch the escalators. And I thought this was just a bit of an overreaction. Is my mom overreacting?
Well, Lisa, there's a very thin line between overreacting and be conscious of the bugs that are around us. Now, let's take shopping, for example. When one goes to a shopping mall, yes, escalators, everyone touches them. So which means those are at high risk, especially with kids, because they touch and they take to the mouth. But then adults are not really that different. Yes. And again, secondly, the lifts. In fact, it's found that even the ground floor button is actually the button that has the most bugs. How they check that is very interesting.
So now, what do I do when I get into a lift in a mall and I have to touch the ground floor or go back up a level?
Sure. Remember, again, we always live with bugs. They're always there. We can't run away from them. So the issue here is not to say, let's remove the bugs. Is to, how do you protect yourself from those bugs? Which means at all times, you try and carry a sanitizer to keep your hands clean, firstly. And secondly, to wash your hands after shopping. Or, in fact, once you've done all the shopping, because you know now for certain that you have been in contact with bugs from other people.
Now, when I get into my car after I've done shopping, I've got my Dettol wipes, and I will actually wipe my hands afterwards. And I even wipe my steering wheel and my gear lever as well, but that's after I've done shopping. What areas in the shop are actually at risk and areas that we should keep our eyes open for?
Okay, but the first obvious one, when you get into the shop, most shops you do find that they do have wipes near the trolleys.
Yes, Pick n Pay has that, I've seen it.
Yes, of course, and those are like meant to be there because, and people actually ignore them and don't use them.
I must argue with you. I've stood in a queue where I've tried to get them and people are in the queue getting the wipes.
Maybe
so
I've seen the guys.
The guys normally.
Yes. So you find the best to do is before you take out the trolley, you wipe it clean, which means you remove the bugs from the guy who was collecting the trolley, including the guy who was using the trolley before. And most importantly, which people neglect, is the seat.
I don't ever do that, and I know there's a reason for doing that.
Yes, no, it's very important that you do wipe the baby's seat especially, because remember, babies are wearing nappies. And those could be soiled, and the baby will be sitting on that. Now, can you imagine buying veggies and you put those on that same seat where a baby was sitting? And research shows that you find salmonella on those seats, you find E. coli on those seats. So all these bugs that causes, loose tummy, you find them there.
Now, what other bugs are at risk if I go shopping, and what other areas are at risk in the mall?
Now, for me, I think the top notch will be the counter. You know, when you go and pay, I mean, you have money which comes from different people. We have the food that passes on the counter, especially meat.
On that rolling counter?
On that rolling counter, yes. And the lady just uses any cloth. She doesn't even use a disinfectant. You know, she just wipes that.
I must say, I've been in Pick n Pays, a few of them, and I've seen them spray down with disinfectant.
It's probably one of the few shops that actually does the correct thing. Yes. And most importantly, I think the ladies also need to have sanitizers, you know, and hand wipes, so that they keep on cleaning their hands, because they become the vehicles.
Of course, that's right.
So I really would recommend that when you go shopping, as a guy, I mean, it's easier to get nice. I mean, these are not big enough. They could fit in a pocket. You
and
carry
these
them.
Ones are nice
yes, as well, yes.
Yeah.
To ensure that even if you arrive at the shop and you don't find any wipes, maybe it's one of those shops that's still behind when it comes to that. You have your own wipes that you're carrying around.
Like my mom does, carry your own wipes.
Like your mom does, wise woman.
Well, Dr. Lizo Bango, thank you so much for sharing all your advice with us. And there you know how to keep yourself clean and healthy when you go out to the shopping mall. Just go up to your nearest Pick n Pay, pick up, it's a little baby Dettol, fits into your handbag, ladies. It even fits into your jacket pocket, men, or one of these little wipe things, and use it to wipe down your trolley properly. And it's not being obsessive obsessive compulsive disorder. It's just being cautious and aware. You're with eXpresso. We're taking a quick break and we'll catch up with you after this.
Stay with eXpresso and SABC3.